Google Forms is a really easy way to provide a quick assessment or quiz or something along those lines to students, and then to easily put it into Google Classroom and pull those grades into the grade book. And then eventually, if you have School Tool tied to it, you can pull it to School Tool as well. What I want to do with this video is show you how to create a Google form, as well as how to make that Google form available to students in Google Classroom. So my suggestion to you would be to make that Google form within the folder that you want it stored in your Google Drive. This will help with organization in the future. So as you can see, in my Drive, I have a test folder. You may have a folder called Unit 1, and then you may have Unit 1 quizzes or something like that. So creating those folders within folders can help with organization. Once you're in the folder where you want that Google form to be created, you would choose New, Google Form. It's going to open a new tab for you, and this is where you're going to do the editing. So I'm just going to call this, I don't know, Unit 1 Quiz. Okay, obviously, you can name it whatever you need to. The title will show up here, and here I would suggest that you make sure that they match. I would want to make sure that this is turned into a quiz and not just a regular Google form where you're just collecting responses. So in order to make this a quiz for students, I go to Settings and I choose Make This a Quiz. You're going to see a whole bunch of other settings show up once you turn that on. You would go through this. You can choose if you want this in locked mode, meaning when students open it up, they can't open up anything else on their Chromebook. Their screen is essentially locked on this page. Turn this on or off, depending on your preferences. You can choose if you want them to see which questions they got wrong afterwards. You can see which ones were correct. You can choose if you want them to see their total points. And you can choose what you want the point value of each question to default to. Automatically it's 1. Obviously you can change that to more points if you would like to. Once you have turned on Make This a Quiz, you're going to go back to questions. And this is where you're going to start building your quiz. So this is the title, and down here is where your first question would go. So once you have your question, you have some options on how you want students to respond to this. Multiple choice will be the only thing that grades automatically. If you choose a short answer, for example, you're going to have to go in and award them their points. So I'm going to stick with multiple choice, and I'm going to type in my different options for responses. When you have your question made, you then need to choose answer key. This is where you're going to say what is the correct answer. So once you choose answer key, obviously you choose which one's the correct answer that you're looking for, and you can change the number of points if you would like to. Once you have set your answer key for this question, you're just simply going to click Done. Up to you if you want to make this required. I would suggest required. Required means a student cannot submit to the Google form until they have answered that question. If you're wanting to add another question after this first question, you're simply just going to click the Add Question button. And you would continue to build this with your questions in it. Once your quiz is done, you are going to open up the Google Classroom that you would like this posted in. Under the classwork page is where you're going to post this. So you're going to choose Create, and you want to choose Assignment. You can see that there is Quiz Assignment as an option. The problem with that is it'll cause you to create a whole new Google form. You don't want to do that. You want to choose an already pre-made Google form, so you're going to choose Assignment. And you're going to make the assignment just like you would with any other assignment. Give it a title, instructions if you would like to, and then this is where you're going to pull that Google form from your Drive. So you're going to choose Drive, and you might have to search in your Drive for it. You may have to look for it, but because I just made it, it is under my recent. I'm going to select what I want to attach and choose Add. Later on the choice board, you're going to see how to import grades from a Google form. So my suggestion is that you leave grade importing on. This will allow you to pull grades from that Google form to students for that class specifically. So you can have all students in every class take the same Google form, and when you import the grade, it'll pull just the grades for the students in that class. Couple things about the assignments. Understand over here that under 4, you can choose multiple classes that you want to assign this to. So if you want to assign this to 2 or 3 classes, awesome. If you want to only assign it to 1, that works too. Or you can also choose to assign it to all students or specific students. Right now, I don't have any students in this class, but if you are trying to differentiate a quiz for students or you have different questions for different students, this is where you could choose to assign different quizzes to different students. Once you have your information all filled in here, you have a couple of options. You could just go ahead and assign it. Or if you don't want students to see it until the future, you could definitely schedule it for a later time for it to be posted in Google Classroom. Let me know if you have any questions about Google Forms or using Google Forms with Google Classroom.